Hello and welcome back. My name is Jack B. And as always, thank you for viewing my video. In the introduction of the Trump administration's 2025 National Security Strategy, it clearly states, in the years to come, we will continue to develop every dimension of our national strength, and we will make America safer, richer, freer, greater, and more powerful than ever before. With Trump's 2025 National Security Strategy statement in mind, I look at the world around us today, a year and a half into his second term. I wonder if we really are even better off today than 2 years ago. Granted, Trump closed the border. To my way of thinking, that was a major win for him. We cannot have open borders. Today in the news, we learned that North Korea conducted a series of tests under the supervision of leader Kim Jong-un, involving both tactical ballistic missiles and precision cruise missiles featuring artificial intelligence guidance systems. Russia is escalating its bombardment of Ukrainian cities. They are increasingly launching massive aerial assaults, using hypersonic missiles on Kyiv, continuing to kill civilians, and issuing threats to Western diplomats. In response, Ukraine has intensified long-range drone strikes targeting Russian oil refineries, energy infrastructure, and naval assets in Crimea. Putin and Trump seem to be cut from the same cloth. Ukraine is holding its own despite the opposition Trump is giving. And some would say Ukraine is pushing Putin back upon his heels. Volodymyr Zelensky seems to have accumulated some cards. Trump has removed the oil sanctions from Russia, allowing them to make more money to support their aggressive war effort. Trump has demanded Denmark give Greenland to the U.S. Trump is also looking to take over Cuba. Trump has alienated our European allies to the point they don't trust us. All these countries are looking to other sources for support goods and products. The U.S. is losing money. Canada is moving away from business with the U.S. because of Trump's actions. Those actions include derogatory comments about the people and country, the tariffs, and his threats to take over Canada and make it a U.S. state. Canada has selected the Swedish defense company Saab to procure the GlobalEye surveillance aircraft for its new early warning and aerial surveillance planes. It is approximately a $5 billion investment. These aircraft will be built in Canada using airframes manufactured by Quebec-based Bombardier and are specifically designed to patrol the Arctic. The U.S. was not even considered for this work. Currently, China operates several groups of internet satellites. In fact, China recently deployed its 20th group of low-orbit internet satellites in March 2026. This brings their total to around 160 active low-Earth orbit satellites. They also have their own space station, which they man 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. China plans to have a fully functioning space-based AI data center by 2030, and to have a fully integrated space-based AI data center operational and accessible on Earth by 2035. We have already bombed Venezuelan boats in international waters and killed Venezuelan citizens. Trump has kidnapped their president, Nicolas Maduro. Japan is currently driving global innovation with a primary focus on physical AI, advanced humanoid robotics, sustainable city infrastructure, and space technologies. Driven by an aging population and chronic labor shortages, Japan aims to dominate the emerging market for general-purpose robotic systems. England is currently pioneering world-leading innovations across frontier technologies such as artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and biological engineering. Europe is currently pioneering cutting-edge inventions in green energy, semiconductor manufacturing, medical sciences, and AI. They are backed heavily by the EU's research framework and cross-border collaborations. European hubs are leading the charge in sustainable tech and advanced hardware. It sounds like a lot of work and money is being spent worldwide, and the U.S. is not invited to the bank. I wonder why the U.S. is not leading in these efforts. The U.S. is dabbling in some of the areas mentioned above, but they are not on the leading edge. They are, however, focused on AI and military applications such as humanoid robots, hypersonic weapons, lethal autonomous weapons, and directed energy technologies. I don't know about everyone else, but I certainly do not feel safer, richer, freer, greater, and more powerful than ever before, as promised in the 2025 National Security Strategy. Of course, as the world turns and the pot is stirred in the K economy, the rich are getting richer. And now on to the Iran conflict. We are all worse off today than we were prior to the Iran conflict. Some of the reasons are directly attributable to the Iran conflict, and some aren't. But I believe they all can be traced to Trump. Gas prices are still increasing, fertilizers and crops are affected, and the average worker's paycheck is not sufficient to keep up with their basic bills. The prices for energy, food, healthcare, and medicine are all sky high. The topic of this video is not whether we should have gone into Iran, but rather the fact that we are there, And what do we do now? You can't wage a war or even a conflict without boots on the ground. Early on, while we were bombing, we should have taken control of the Strait of Hormuz, Karg Island, and any other coastal port essential to Iran's economy. We needed some leverage for negotiating with Iran. While the initial goals of why we are in Iran has bounced all over the place, I understand from all the standard social and news outlets the reasons are now just an ad hoc grouping of items to be used as elevator speeches as needed. The administration keeps waffling. The reason that takes the top billing is the removal of all the nuclear material currently in Iran and assure they can never develop a nuclear bomb. After that, it's to destroy their military, destroy their missile and drone stockpiles, as well as their military-industrial complex. We may have destroyed the Iranian Navy, but they still have go-fast boats that can hit and run. My research indicates initially we only destroyed maybe 50% of their drone and missile capabilities, but my understanding is their industrial complex has replenished their losses in these areas. Iran is still a nuisance on the water. As a matter of fact, they now control the Strait of Hormuz. So, the situation is not the same as when we started the conflict. It is far worse. All the administration keeps doing is swatting the hornet nests and hoping they will go away. It appears Iran is holding all the cards now. At this point, the U.S., by their actions, have assured the Iranian population will continue to hate America and Israel for generations to come. Their regime is made up of religious fanatics who believe slaughtering innocent people in terrorist attacks and dying as a martyr in the fight against non-believers is their reason for their living. Iran is also providing financing, arms, and moral support to their terrorist proxies around the globe. The perfect ending to this conflict for America would be, number one, removal of all nuclear material from Iran and assurance they cannot ever have a nuclear bomb. Number two, they can no longer fund, support, or give aid to their terrorist proxies. Number three, the dismantling of their military complex, assuring they cannot attack their neighbors. Number four, Iran no longer controls the Strait of Hormuz. The control of the strait should come under a commission of countries who use the strait. Of these four items, I believe Iran has no intentions of giving away their right to items 1 through 3, inclusive. There may be time limits built into number 1, but they will ultimately get the bomb. They will continue with items number 2 and 3, but lie about doing it. There may be some room to negotiate for the joint control of the Strait of Hormuz, but we shall see. Unfortunately, I don't see the U.S. prevailing here. The real embarrassment is yet to come for America. The Iran conflict is a double banger for Taco Man. He gets his Vietnam and also gets Biden's Afghanistan evacuation problems, which will linger for years. I wonder what historians will say about Trump's second term. The U.S. cannot possibly win the war the way we are currently fighting. If the four items previously stated are not fulfilled, then the U.S. loses no matter the outcome of the Iranian conflict. All this disruption by Trump is typical of how he has operated his whole career. These are his characteristics. From the 1980s and his casino debacles, failures, bankruptcies, and lawsuits of his partners, to his continual changing of political parties. Trump ought to open his own Waffle House. From 1969 to 1978, he registered as a Republican in New York and maintained that affiliation for business advantages and profit in NYC. From 1978 to 1987, to make more money, Donald Trump was a registered Democrat. From 1987 to 1999, Trump was re-registered as a Republican. From 1999 to 2001, Trump switched to the Independence Party of New York and flirted with a Reform Party presidential run. From 2001 to 2009, he again registered as a Democrat. Trump's social and economic views aligned more closely with the Democratic Party. He even supported universal health care and abortion rights. As a real estate developer, casino owner, and celebrity heavily operating in Democratic-leaning jurisdictions such as New York and California, Trump financially supported and frequently allied with prominent Democrats to protect his business interests and make more money. From 2009 to 2011, he switched back to the Republican Party. From 2011 to 2012, Trump became unaffiliated, independent. He briefly declared no party affiliation, independent, to keep his options open for a potential third-party run. He saw an opportunity to make more money. During April 2012, Trump returned to the Republican Party and has remained a registered Republican ever since. He adopted staunchly conservative positions, such as stricter immigration controls and socially conservative judicial policies to match the core base of the GOP. Political analysts suggest that Trump changed his affiliation to the Republican Party to mount a successful presidential run, recognizing a clear path to power and a growing base of disillusioned voters he could corral and mobilize under the conservative banner. In summary, Trump's despotic rule, abuse of power, and acquisition of wealth for his family while in office at the expense of the government and the American people is George Washington's fears come true. Trump operates and makes decisions solely for his own gain at the expense of others while stepping on everyone else. Well, these are my thoughts for today. And again, whether you agree or disagree, please verify the information presented. Thank you. And until next time, take care and be safe.
Ah. No, Kevin. Me na do it.
Ooh.